Many people think the most important moment of wheat harvest in rural China is when the harvester drives into the field. But if you really spend time in a village, you may notice something different very often. The most stressful part is not the cutting itself. It is the waiting before the machine arrives. The wheat is ready. The weather can change at any time, but the harvester is still working in another field. You may think, isn't this just waiting for a machine? But for some wheat-growing villages in northern China, the time this machine arrives can change the next few days for one family. Because when wheat is ready, it cannot stay in the field for too long. It needs to be cut. It needs to be brought home. It needs to be dried. And then it needs a place to be stored. These things sound simple, but in real life, every step depends on the weather, the time, and whether someone in the family can help. In some rural areas, wheat harvest usually happens in late spring or early summer. The exact time depends on the place and the weather that year. When the wheat slowly turns yellow, people in the village start to pay close attention. They look at the sky. They look at the wind. They ask where the machine is. They also go to the field to check whether the wheat is dry enough. You may notice that the village feels different during harvest season. On normal days, the road may be quiet. Older people sit near the door. Children go to school. Many young people are busy somewhere else. But when the wheat is almost ready, the village suddenly has a feeling of waiting. Someone stands near the field. Someone prepares bags at home. Someone holds a phone in desks where the harvester is. Someone cleans the yard so the wheat can be dried there after it comes home. This is not a loud kind of busy. It feels more like something everyone knows is coming. And now it is getting very close. In many villages, you may see a scene like this. The machine has not arrived yet. An older person walks to the door and looks at the sky. Maybe he says nothing. He just stands there for a while. A younger family member is on the phone, asking how long the machine will take. Some bags are already placed nearby. The yard has already been swept. It looks like everyone is waiting, but each person is waiting in a different way. The older person is watching the weather. The family is waiting for the machine. The wheat in the field cannot wait too long. This is the real part of wheat harvest. It looks like farm work, but it is also about how one family arranges time. You may think that with a harvester, farmers become very relaxed. It is true that in many places, wheat harvest is much faster than before. In the past, people cut wheat by hand with sickles. The whole family might go to the field. They cut little by little, tied the wheat, and carried it back. When older people talk about those days, they may not only remember how much wheat they got, they may remember bending down, sweating, wheatons scratching their hands, and eating a simple lunch near the field. Today, things look different. A combine harvester can enter the field. It cuts the wheat and separates the grain at the same time. Work that once needed many people and many hours can now be done much faster by a machine. But if you stay in the village for a while, you will see that people are not doing nothing, because the machine only solves the heaviest part of the work. Someone needs to contact the machine operator. Someone needs to wait near the field. Someone needs to prepare bags. Someone needs to arrange transport. Someone needs to think about where the grain will go after it comes out. After the wheat comes home, it still needs to be dried, turned, and protected from sudden weather changes. So, wheat harvest is not finished the moment the machine arrives. The machine only starts the most important step. The rest still needs the family to continue. Many rural families do not own a large harvester. In many places, the machine operator moves from one village to another, and from one field to the next. During those few harvest days, many families want the machine to come quickly. But there are only so many machines, and many fields are waiting. So people in the village ask each other similar questions. Where is the machine now? Whose field has been cut? Is it coming to this side next? Can we still get our turn today? These words sound very ordinary, but during harvest season, they are what people care about most. may think this kind of arrangement is a little informal, but in a village, many things work through familiar people, experience, and the situation on that day. People know which road the machine can use, which field is easier to enter, which field needs to wait, and which family is in a hurry. It may not be a plan written on paper, but it is part of village life. When the harvester finally enters the field, the feeling becomes clearer. Once the machine sound starts, many people feel more settled. At least this field has started to be cut. You may see the machine moving across the wheat field. The wheat falls down section by section. Grain comes out of the machine. Someone stands nearby and watches. Someone gets ready to receive the grain. Someone checks whether a small vehicle can pass the edge of the field. For someone from outside, this may look like a simple farming scene. But for the family, it is the result of many months of waiting. Wheat does not grow in one day. It starts from planting. It goes through winter. And spring comes. The wheat turns green again. Then it grows taller, forms heads, and slowly becomes yellow. Harvest time. The yellow field is not just a nice view. It is connected with the family as food. It is connected with income. It is also connected with how the family arranges the next part of life. In some parts of northern China, wheat is closely connected with daily meals. Wheat can become flour. Flour can become noodles, steamed buns, dumplings, pancakes, among everyday foods. So when wheat comes home, people are not only bringing back a crop. For many families, they are bringing back an important part of daily life. Of course, different families handle wheat in different ways. Some may sell part of it. Some may keep some for their own food. Some may send it to be made into flour. In different places, because the land and family situation are different, the arrangement may also be different. We cannot say every rural family does the same thing. But in many wheat-growing places, the line from the field to the table is very clear. You may think that after the wheat is cut, the work is almost finished. Actually, it is not. After the grain comes out of the machine, people still need to see whether it is dry enough. If it is not dry enough, it cannot be stored well. On sunny days, people may spread the wheat in the yard or in a clean open space. At this point, the busy work moves from the field back to the home. In some villages, when the afternoon sun is good, you may see wheat spread across a yard. An older person or a family member comes out from time to turn it. They may use a wooden shovel, a rake, or just pick up a handful and feel the grain. This action is simple, but it feels very real. Many older people do not need a number on a screen. They hold some grain in their hand, rub it a little, and they have a feeling for whether it is dry enough. This is common in rural life. Some knowledge does not come from books. It comes from doing the same thing year after year. Harvest season also makes village relationships more visible. On normal days, every family may live its own life. But during these days, people can easily see whose wheat has been cut, whose field is still waiting, and whose yard is full of drying grain. Someone may ask, "Is your wheat cut?" Someone may answer, "We are still waiting for the machine." Someone may remind others, "Watch the sky. It may change this afternoon." These words are short, but they show that the village is not just many separate homes. During one season, many families are busy with the same thing. Of course, wheat harvest is not only easy or lively. If the weather suddenly changes, people become worried. If the machine is late and the wheat is already very dry, people feel uneasy. If young family members are not at home, older people can only do part of the work. If the wheat needs to be carried home, dried and stored, it still takes time and energy. These are also part of the real picture. So, this is not something we can simply call good or bad. It is a period of life that many rural families go through every year. Machines have made harvest faster than before. Phones have made it easier to contact machine operators. In places with better roads, transport is also easier. The season is still the season. The weather is still the weather. When the wheat is ready, the family still needs to pay attention. After the busiest few days pass, the village slowly becomes quiet again. The sound of machines becomes less common. There are fewer three-wheeled vehicles on the road. Short wheat stalks remain in the field. In some yards, wheat is still drying. Older people sit near the door again, holding a fan, or just watching people pass by. From the outside, you may only see a yellow wheat field or a harvester. But the real wheat harvest is not only the moment when the machine enters the field. It includes the waiting before that. It includes watching the weather. It includes how one family divides the work. It includes drying the wheat after it comes home. And it includes the feeling of finally becoming a little more settled. So next time you see a harvester driving into a wheat field in rural China, maybe you can see one more layer. You are not only seeing a machine cutting wheat, you are seeing the moment one family has been waiting for. When the machine arrives, many things can finally move forward. The wheat leaves the field. It goes into bags. It goes into the yard. And little by little, it enters the next part of one family's everyday life.